Someone knows where you are. The latest from our daily newsletter at podnews.net. We start with a privacy exclusive. In a Podnews investigation, we discover Rover, a popular podcast app in New Zealand from MediaWorks, has been sending details about their listeners to any podcast publisher, including geolocation and a unique listener identifier. We've full details, including what they told the Google Play Store about their privacy practices and what the company plans to do now. You'll find it in our newsletter at podnews.net. In breaking news today, podcast investment company PodX Group has made its first UK investment. It becomes the majority shareholders in Goldhawk Productions, a unique production company specialising in audio drama and fiction with a catalogue of premium IP rights. Edison Research is to add download numbers to its podcast metrics tool. Another podcaster has left the BBC. The Gemma Collins podcast has moved from BBC Sounds to join Acast. The hit show will be available across all podcast platforms, even, as Acast's press release points out, Google Podcasts, which the BBC blocks. 32% of people in France listen to podcasts, says new data from Havas in Paris. French podcast platform Osher translates some of the key findings, noting that listeners consider podcasts spaces of tolerance, progress, softness, and trust. AudioShip claims it's the easiest way to upload your podcast to YouTube, comes well reviewed by a few podcasters we know. Audio equipment manufacturer Rode has unveiled Rode X, a streaming and gaming division. The company has 3 new products, a virtual mixing software called Unify, the XDM100 dynamic USB-C microphone, and the XCM50 condenser USB-C microphone. Sounder has flagged more to share in the coming weeks about our company evolution. And iHeart Podcasts and podcast startup Kaleidoscope, which makes highly produced narrative podcasts, has unveiled their slate, including a podcast all about chocolate. More about that in just a second. In People News, Greg Barretts has been promoted to CTO of Libsyn in an announcement today. He's worked for the company for more than 10 years and is the company's first CTO. And in podcast news, 40-Minute Mentor has reached 500,000 downloads. Hosted by James Mitra, the show allows you to learn firsthand from today's successful leaders and what it takes to be brilliant, all in just 40 minutes. Its debut episode was in April 2019. And Obsessions Wild Chocolate is new today, an epic Indiana Jones-like adventure, but the treasure is the world's most ancient and expensive chocolate. If you like chocolate, you'll love this podcast. And the extra fun piece, Kaleidoscope has joined forces with wild cocoa hunter Louisa Abram and Settler Chocolate to make a special box to go along with the podcast. You've heard the podcast, now buy the chocolate. You'll find more details in our newsletter at podnews.net. And that's the latest from our daily newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe, we're at podnews.net.